National Football League takes us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in the Queen City of Cincinnati. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A good start. One play, 10 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
The slot man in motion right.
On 1st down, back to Achane.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Again, it's Achane.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down.
They'll run for it with Achane.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. He was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Richardson off the play fake.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Jason Sanders is the kickoff for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now Burrow.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins. Hey, look at this defense.
This unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, but not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
11 Thomas, 11 MT.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
A first carry for the All-Pro running back. It's Josh Jacobs.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
The Bengals had 0-1 of the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up, because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season, or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well?
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Now it's Richardson.
And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer, and put your defense in a bad spot.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
11 Mighty, 11 MT, 11 MT, 11 Thomas. Got
Burrow will throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Go.
Now Richardson. And this one is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. They set up the screen. Achane has it.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Achane on the counter.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Richardson to throw.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Dallas Goedert, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
11 MT, 11 MT. Stop.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
And he'll spot Higgins open left side.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
On 1, ready?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Taj Brooks,
An 11-yard touchdown.
and the Bengals are back within a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7.
14. Bengals 7.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time I look and repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That complete to Downs. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Richardson looking to throw this. That's going to be caught by Judy.
7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And Richardson looks to throw once more. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Let's go.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
First down, Dolphins.
Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off.
And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Intercepted. The Bengals take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
11. Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. But he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
11 MT.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
34 yards.
They'll get 34 yards there.
First down.
Here we go. 11 MT. 11
at the
MT.
15-yard line.
Burrow looking to pass.
Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
DK Metcalf.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Bengals have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. Connecting over the middle with Downs.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
A final shot before the half. Richardson.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's Richardson. A final shot before break.
Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now it's Burrow. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
11, 11, 11.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
What, 80? 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. Shot.
Again, it's Burrow.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
12, 12.
Now it's Burrow.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And the drive starts with a run from Achane. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Richardson.
And this taken in by Downs. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Ready?
Off play action. Richardson.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And that's going to be incomplete.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. County Lions.
Play action. Now Richardson.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot. Backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
Fielded at the 20.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go.
They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead.
And the defense closes quickly there, and they'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go. 12. Dot. 11. Dot.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
11 MT. Take. It's just set. Wide 80. Dot.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
11. 180. 11 MT. Dot.
Now Burrow. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And taking it to the 15-yard line before it's brought down. 15 yards down to the 15 and a 1st down.
Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Dot. 180. 180. 11 Thomas. 12. 11 Mighty. 12. Dot.
Burrow will throw.
And he'll find Chase on the right side complete.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Jamar Chase,
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
and the Bengals have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Richardson out of the shotgun. This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from 135 all the way over to the other. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
And he'll be hit as as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
18, Lions.
Richardson looking to throw. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
And the Dolphins first down.
Achane gets it from the gun.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Second and 10. 20-yard line.
Now Richardson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Here's Richardson to throw.
Open man has got it, the tight end.
And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Shamar Stewart. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on first and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at third and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
Richardson going to change the play here.
Panther 11.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Richardson now on third and goal.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
From the 44-yard line, here's second down at a yard.
White 80. White hot. 11, MT, take. 11.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Same target. It's Jacobs again.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
16 yards.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
12. Here we go.
Play action. It's Burrow. He'll find Metcalf. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Here we go.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
And he stopped immediately there. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
180.
Burrow looking to pass. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs.
And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Here's Jacobs. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, they'll likely put an end to this thing.
180.
Jacobs is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
What a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Bengals 28, Dolphins 17.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they're going to be backed up to start. A big hit there on the return. Stops him dead in his tracks.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, is being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. He'll dump this off to Achane.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Richardson. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Here comes 2nd down. Richardson to throw it.
Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line.
17 yards.
Richardson going to move him around.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now Richardson. This pass left side to Downs.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
They'll come up. 1st and 10 here.
First down.
Come on.
Richardson.
And it's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
And this is caught, so it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Coming from where they were, they knew this was going to be tough, but they got the touchdown. Now they need the miracle, the onside kick and a little extra.
Yeah, and you have to get the onside kick and not have the ball bounce around a lot and eat up time. You want to be able to grab it, possess it, and get your...
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Well, I don't think it takes much to call into their mind, right, why they went for 2 there, even though they were unsuccessful. With this type of a lead, what they're worried about, right, and less than 10 seconds on the clock, what they're worried about is just giving up the touchdown.
Yeah, on the kickoff return.
Yeah, so you go for it here to try and ensure yourself. Now they got to make sure they cover it, otherwise they could actually lose.
Here we go. Can. Side.
Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Cincinnati, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.